Hello and welcome to Style Esports Season 9. Tonight we have a series versus Rising Tide Typhoon and No Good Luck. I am the True Light, casting alongside me tonight is the ever wonderful Proxio. But as we can see, we have the draft lull in here. But before we get into that, I would like to shout out, thank you to all of you guys in the Style Esports community. We just hit 2,000 followers here on Twitch. So, really great job, guys. Thank you for all the support. But now let's dive into this series as we are getting into this draft, or really just closing it out. Rising Tide Typhoon here on the red. No Good Luck on the, or sorry, other way around. Rising Tide
Yeah.
Typhoon on blue. No Good Luck on red. And Proxio, take us into it. What do
Yeah,
you think about this draft?
yeah, and I'm glad to be casting with you, TruTabaga. So I'm already looking at this draft, and I'm seeing some awesome picks. I'm seeing the Lucian Braum in the bot lane against the Misfortune Nami as an aggressive bot lane, actually, from the Lucian Braum. You can set up the stuns and get the double autos and set up a really good play onto a strong bot side. And now we see the Vi coming in for No Good Luck. So Vi, it just got a recent buffs on this recent patch, and she's looking a lot stronger than she was before, and she's like kind of a modern day Jarvan, if you will. Simple point and click ulti, engage champion, looking for ways to get in there for No Good Luck. I'm liking No Good Luck's comp a lot, even though RTT does have an aggressive bot lane and a lot of good CC utilization with the Sejuani, the Braum, and even the Shen to some point. But No Good Luck has a fairly balanced comp that looks like it could excel in the mid to late game, and RTT is more early game focused with the Lucian Braum initially, but then they're gonna have the scaling with the Corki and mostly just Corki. Corki is really difficult to deal with in late game.
Yeah, absolutely. Those rockets and the magical crit auto attacks can completely shred through people. I agree. But to touch on something that you did mention here, Lucian Braum, super aggressive in the early game, like you said. But in addition to that, I also think it was just a nice move from RTT here in draft, locking in that Lucian B1. And it looks like it forced No Good Luck to say, we can't let them have Lucian Nami. Let's
Yep.
take Nami. We'll have MF. MF's also still a strong ADC. And then RTT, they kind of pull the rug out from under them and say, you took the Nami, but we'll lock in the Braum. Now you've countered yourselves. Haha.
Definitely caught them slipping a little bit. Actually, something I recognize as well is that having Braum against the Misfortune and the Cinder is a great champion to have. It can block the bullet time from Misfortune and the unleashed power from Syndra. So two crucial ultimates that can potentially be stopped by one of their frontliners. They have a lot of frontline on RTT. Shen, Braum, and Sejuani. Good frontline, so we'll see some good front to back from RTT, but we'll see if this Camille can from knee to the na can get in that back line and try to disrupt it with some precision. We have a Vi. She's gonna click R and something.
Yeah, and touching on that, transitioning our focus from the bot lane over to that top lane and top jungle matchup such as it is. I was going to ask, how do you think team fights are going to play out as we transition out of laning phase into more team focused fighting, because you have so much potential backline access from No Good Luck. You have Camille potentially looking for hook shots, but also Vi. I think her ultimates actually got renamed to Cease and Desist now.
Oh, it has it? I thought
Yeah.
it should be a stolen battery. That's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
It's
They changed it. They changed her E and her alt to I can't remember what the E is. But
It should be excessive force for Vi, but looking at it should for Vi it should be Q is Vault Breaker, W is Denting Blows, E is Excessive Force, and R is now either Assault and Battery or the one Cease and Desist, which is pretty interesting. Relentless Force. Oh, okay, cool,
Okay.
cool.
There we go.
Well, for these team fights that I'm imagining them playing out, potentially I could see pickouts before a team fight occurs is what I'm actually seeing before the team fight. So I could see it that there'll be potentially a Camille and a Vi engaging onto a member from RTT, and they'll have to be trying to defend that engage, and then after that they'll have to rally together and try to dissuade the further onslaught from No Good Luck, just pushing them down. Because they do have the these tanks that are going to be able to escape kind of. They all have dashes, is what I'm trying to say. All the tanks on the RTT sides have a dash to try to escape the initial engage or the pick off from this Camille and Vi. Syndra has good pick, Nami has good bubbles, so watch out for the picks into a team fight is what I'll say is No Good Luck will be looking for.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that analysis. And I also think, it's in my mind, it's a lot of eyes on this Shen pick from Wee Wizard, because when you have champions like Camille, like Vi, that can dive in so hard on your Corki or on your Lucian, you need that stand united to be there at the perfect time for your Lucian to stay alive or Corki to stay alive, and also just punish the over aggression. But I guess that also opens up a discussion about, how do we think like mid lane is going to look, especially here in laning phase. You did talk about how Corki scales incredibly well into the late game, but that that also comes with the other side of that coin, which is, Corki kind of has a bit of a middling early game, right?
Well, uh, he can have a middling early game, and also just for note, I actually just was looking at the names of the players, and we have both of our shotcasters against each other. This is the fated matchup that they were talking about the other day. Rare Adam, and yep, we Wizard versus Rare Adam. We Wizard in the top lane. Rare Adam flank support. But yes, Corki's early game against the Syndra can punish it very aggressively. She can play a lot more in his face. So Syndra can take advantage of it, and Syndra has no slouch either. She does scale very well into the late game. Once she puts all 5 points into her abilities, she gets a extra bonus effect on them. So she's not too weak in the late game as well. But his early games for Corki, it won't be as impactful as RTT's. No Good Luck. So yes, he will have a middling early game, but he has enough safety in his kit to potentially not, burn out and crash his Rofl copter all in the ground. So we'll have to see if Mr. Gerb versus Bodhi will prove to be a exciting matchup. And with that, I think we'll be going to a break here soon. I'm not sure if that's too much for me to say, but
Oh no, I absolutely agree with you. I think we've broken down what will be happening in this first game. But I will take this one opportunity to kind of put you here on the spot. Who do you think takes this game one?
Oh, I like No Good Luck's team a lot. I like the dive from Camille and Vi. I think those two champs just sending it into the back line. I love their synergy together. So I'll say No Good Luck. Who do you think?
Well, I was gonna say I'm right there with you. I really like to see like hard engage, like find the primary targets, kill and get out. So I'm right there with you for that. No Good Luck to take this first game. And with that, we'll transition into that break and we'll come back as the first game is getting started. and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Style Esports Season 9. We have tonight Rising Tide Typhoon versus No Good Luck RTT here on the blue side, No Good Luck on the red. You can
And
see, oh,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, we can see RTT, they've all stacked up here, kind of expecting something cheeky from No Good Luck, but no bait to be had. And, they'll just go out to their normal assignments, but that does mean that Euphoria Ranger, it looks like, put his ward down.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like they're getting some early vision down. It's the bot side, the blue side, red side jungle. So we'll have to see how the tracking from Euphoria Rangers is going to come into play during this game. We're seeing both junglers looking like they're going to path towards the top lane. I like the Vi. She should be able to take advantage of Sir Gerb in this matchup in the early game because Sejuani is not too strong of an early game champion. Looks like she's actually starting in the top side, reading the play that her bot lane camps got warded, and now she's gonna go ahead and clear top side down. So it's good for her to have inverse pathing against this Vi, so she doesn't get she doesn't run into her at a potential crab fighter or something malicious. But hopefully with the Shin coming later to lane, they recognize that. But it looks like bot lane Breezified and Me Drag are actually playing pretty well to not give away that they where they started, but the wards kind of give it away. So
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
have
I
to
think the
see.
other thing that's really interesting about what Breedified and Lee McD chose to do is they went into the river bush trying to spot out where Rare Adam and Rinian, but Rare Adam and Rinian took the safe way out. So their setup actually means nothing, and they actually took a fair bit of harass there early on. You can already see that Breezified popped that red potion for himself. Otherwise, ooh, top lane Wee Wizard goes forward, gets a nice grass proc in, but
Oh,
then
knee
ends
to
up
the
getting
knob going back.
yeah, ends up getting stunned pretty hard by that hook shot. But it's more like top laners trading grass procs more than anything else. Not much to be had out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, taking a look at runes and itemization, everything seems pretty standard. Nothing too surprising. Ethan not eating another grass proc from Wee Wizard there. Ooh, Rare Adam does get hit by Winter's Bite. Does get slowed. And now in mid lane, a little bit more action. But with all the action, there's actually no real hard commitment out of any of the players. Everyone seems to be on needles. But Sir Gerb, he
We do
is
have the
coming
first
in
gank.
here, looking for
Oh,
the
goes for
Arctic
the
Assault
flash.
in. Ooh, forced the flash out from Rare Adam. Rather unfortunate, but that they don't get anything. Ooh, Wee Wizard, he does find the taunt, but knee to the nod, goes out,
Oh.
goes back in with the hook shot, looks for the stun. But we pan down to the bot lane. Nothing quite happening. Once again, action all over the place.
Yeah.
But I will say, something that's worth pointing out here. You can see that No Good Luck, they have a very, very slight gold advantage at the moment, mostly built off of farm. I'd assume it's off of Euphoria Ranger as well as Knee to the Na and also Bodhi.
Mhm.
Just having, let's say, stronger overall solo lanes to push in. You can actually see Euphoria Ranger on the wolf camp of Sir Gerb.
I know,
So,
yeah, and
yeah.
I believe they spotted out the Sejuani early on into the game with those wards. They actually got vision of her, so Sejuani is actually behind in some camps compared to Euphoria Ranger, and with all this action going on, Euphoria Ranger is getting closer and closer to their power spike, their cease and desist power spike
Mhm.
that's coming in for this Vi, and once Vi starts getting level 6, she'll start being able to gank these lanes, and with all this aggression that's happening early on, you know, it'll be a certain that a lane will eventually go down because all these chunks that are coming out that will be opportune moments for Vi to come out and get gank off,
Oh,
but she hasn't
Sir
shown herself
Gerb
on the map yet, but we have
does
a
try
gank
to go
here.
forward, doesn't find that Arctic Assault. And you, okay, now I was gonna say, I think you should be seeing a flash here soon, and you do see flash come out from the Sejuani as well as the
But
Syndra.
here's the
Euphoria
Vi.
Ranger here to back up the mid laner, and now gonna eat the stun, forced to flash out to safety. Knee to the knot is here as well, but Wee Wizard
Wee
on the flank
Wizard.
does get
Oh,
pushed back, but there's the flash, there's the taunt, and there's the first blood for Wee Wizard. Very well done to collapse. And Sir Gerb, a little bit alone now, pal, and he does get stunned up.
and
Punished for the over-aggression. His teammates walked away from him, and he wasn't really paying attention, and ends up being a 1-for-1.
and both junglers go down here. Euphoria Ranger trying to save his mid laner a little bit, but gets caught out in the crux of it all. Sir Gerb having a nice
Ooh.
ganking prowess this game.
And behind me
Leaving
goes
Drag.
forward, throws down the shield. Can he get the stun proc? No. Weed McDeeb trying to be super aggressive in this lane. Didn't really quite work out. but they still have that pushing advantage in. And yeah, I mean, like, you as the Lucian Braum here, you want to be aggressive, and that's probably, at least in my mind, that's something you love to see out of Braum players, using that W aggressively.
And well, say if we had a Nami with this Lucian, that Nami would have died. Well, whatever support that was, that person would not survive that engage from them. But with Braum, you do have to land the slow, get the winner's bite off, try to slow him down so Lucian can close in the gap, get the 2 autos, and then you have to just proc the last auto to get the last little bit of damage. But it's actually not good right now for RTT because having their team not get this early lead in the game is not going to be helpful for them. They need to try to make something happen in this bot lane soon, or else they're
Ooh!
going to run out of
Breezified goes
time.
forward, but he actually dashed into the Aquafizz, and Rinyan actually
Oh,
is gonna go down because Wee Wizard was so on point with that stand united.
hmm,
It looked so scary when you
yeah.
see a Lucian dash in to a Nami bubble. But man, Wee Wizard, he was just on that. He was like,
Yeah.
"I got your back, bro." Instantly gets that stand united off. And you were talking about RTT not finding an early advantage in the bot lane. And looks like they might have found it now, but they're in the mid lane. The McGurb is forced to flash away to safety, does stay alive. But I think if Bodhi had just gotten the unleashed power off, he actually gets the kill there.
Yeah, you could have probably done Syndra Z and just try to stun him and finish off the Corki, but, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't always play perfectly, and it happens. But we have an engage here from Wee Wizard onto Nick to the Gnaw. I believe this is going to be an all-in.
Yeah, and this actually just might be a dead Camille. As you can see, Weeb Wizard did get the pull through on the Spirit Blade, which means you get more damage down. You also get a slow from it. Forces Neat to the Nas flash out. And I think, something that's just so painful for the Camille in that circumstance is you're fighting in the middle of a minion wave.
Yeah, certainly. That's really unfortunate to have a Shin leave lane, come back to lane, and then start kicking your butt too. It's like, oh man, he's trying. That's starting to. They're going to start accruing some losses. The really big advantage that I see, though, coming up from NGL is that they do have the Vi level 6. They haven't used it yet, the cease and desist, but here comes Vi in the bot lane, looking for the play.
Yeah, there is that Vi ultimate, as you called out. Euphoria Ranger did go in, but the TP came through from the Gerb. The stun goes down, and the Corki gets the kill.
Well played.
And they try to answer something back. Oh, Bodhi, not to be outdone, is coming down here into this bot lane, wants to get the Stinger stun off. Doesn't look like they'll be finding it, although the McGurb might be the sacrifice, taking so much damage, and they do give the kill over to Bodhi. And yes, you saw Lucian flash forward there. Didn't really find anything out of it. Looked like he wants to get the kill into Rare Adam, but now it's a double kill for Bodhi, and now Sir Gerb has found his way into this, and Lucian, he's getting very, very low, does nab the kill up, but it's gonna be 3 kills for this Syndra, triple kill for the Dark Sovereign, as she looks for more. She wants the Sejuani. Sir Gerb does finish off Rare Adam, but at what cost? He's walking all over the place. He's breaking Bodhi's ankles. Can the Sejuani do it? It's getting so close, but no! The scatter the weak does mean that Sir Gerb is gonna go down here, and that's 4 kills for Syndra at 9 minutes.
Oh no, Bodhi's going to be super scaled. Oh goodness. Oh man, that's a terrible play for them. I mean, Breezify comes out with a couple of kills for RTT, but Bodhi just cleaning up the kills, being left and right. Mr. Gerb having a great TP to counter the gank initially, but now we have a huge dragon fight here.
Yeah, and Euphoria Ranger forced to flash out to safety. That will be the stun. Breezify gets another kill for himself. Stand United is about to come through, and it does, just as Gerb, as Mr. Gerb falls down. But that also means Lucian now 4 kills to his own right, as he was able to finish off Rinyan. Rare Adam running back to his mid lane, and just off of Weeb McDeeb standing there and forcing Euphoria Ranger and Bodhi, who is still low from the fight out, means that RTT is able to nab up this first Drake.
Yeah, and that leaves RTT with the gold advantage. I mean, the gold is actually the same right now, but I think RTT is definitely in the lead for this game. With actually no, they're not, because of Bodhi's quadra kill. So the game is still about even, but it's all the kills are allocated onto Bodhi, while the RTT has a little bit of their gold separated out into their different lanes. So I think that's actually an advantage for RTT. Unless Bodhi can 1v9 and super carry this game. We'll have to see if Syndra can unleash her true
Oh,
power,
you
but we
talk
have the
about a
Corki
1v9, but
package.
Mr. Gerb has packaged right in. Rare Adam getting low, Rinyan not long for the world. They are going to try to use the Sejuani ultimate as Sir Gerb wanted an assist there, but it doesn't happen. Now, McDeeb trying to chase Rare Adam down, definitely doesn't want to get the kill for himself. It would be much better on Breezified. Although Rare Adam just tried to walk all over the place. Breezified does go on a killing spree. Nets the fish, as you would say.
Rare,
But now here in the top lane, Bodhi trying to extend his own lead as Nita has shown up. Nice flash
great
from the
flash
Wee
from the
Wizard.
Wizard. Yeah.
Dang.
Rare Adam in the bot lane going into that alcove looked like he was trying to jump off the map, see if he could try to jump off the map and swim back home, but it doesn't work that way, buddy. So we're looking like Bodhi's not able to push this lead that Syndra has accrued even further. With that top lane gank not working out, Bodhi is going to have to try to do something to this Corki, try to push down this mid, get these plates in the mid lane, and make something happen off of that. But we have a top lane play
Ooh,
looking like it's
top
going
lane
to go
gank
down.
coming in. As you said, Euphoria Ranger does come in, does slam Shen down into the ground, but they aren't able to get much more than that. And taking a look at Wee Wizard's itemization thus far, all that armor works out pretty well for him. But Euphoria Ranger does end up popping that Rift Herald, forcing Wee Wizard to actually cancel his back.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that Rift Herald pop possibly into the mid lane to send Bodhi even further ahead into their lane, but we do see it in the top side, and I think Camille is definitely another. It's not the worst thing in the world for Camille to be able to split push and potentially shut down Shin from ever TPing. I think that's a good utilization of the Rift Herald. It's a decent one, but we have more
Ooh.
aggression in this bot lane, but it's looking like it's not going to work out. Breezefly just chasing into the Rare Adam, but looks like he's just going to bubble and there's going to be no trouble, but we have another top lane play. Go ahead and
Wee Wizard is going to end up going down, although Nita the Knot ends up falling down to the tower aggro there. Yeah, as you were saying in the bot lane, it looked like Breezified really wanted to get aggressive using the culling, but they weren't able to gap close onto either Rare Adam or Rinyan, who ended up like not even using flashes for that aggression. So pretty good job overall done from the bot lane of No Good Luck. And all things being considered, the gold is slightly in their team's favor after that top lane push. But Sir Gerb is coming down here trying to threaten for a gank, but the bot lane of NGL is going to play very, very safe. No advantage to be had. This actually might be a collapse opportunity. Nope, not quite. Looks like Rare Adam and Rinyan want to play it a bit safe than mana on Nami. Not terribly high. There's the Aqua Prison, but I don't think there's going to be much more of a punish. Oh!
no, here comes the
does end up coming down, does find the tactical sweep, but they can't get much more out of it.
Yeah, they just get Sir Gerb's flash, and he's just going to have to retreat to their jungle for a bit. The Dragon will be coming up in a minute 30, so there's going to sweep up some vision, try to set up for this Mountain Drake, play for the soul condition. It's not a bad option for RTT. They have a good bit of Baron damage, but they're looking for another play. Here we go.
Now Needs the Knot has gone in with the Hextech ultimatum. Ooh, Stand United as well as Mr. Gerb's flash being used for safety. That's a double taunt coming in from Wee Wizard. Needs the Knot does eat the stun. The Camille is able to survive, however, and now Wee Wizard in a terrible spot. That should just be another kill. Who's gonna get it? Euphoria Ranger might want it for himself. It's Bodhi who ends up nabbing it. And yeah, Wee Wizard survived much longer than expected just because they're trying to donate that kill over. But the action isn't quite done as Breezify throws the culling out. Rare Adam right hot on his heels as Wee McDeeb tries to join his ADC. And that's a nice couple of pickups here for the side of No Good Luck. It honestly looked huge when Wee Wizard came in and got that double taunt off. But I guess the problem was that Sir Gerb was way too low to keep fighting, and they just missed the critical rocket to finish off Nita the Na.
Yeah, they could have made that a better play for RTT, but I think Sir Gerb was being a little bit too aggressive in the position that they were in because they just used their flash escaping the Camille. So Camille's still in the area. She still has ulti. She still can potentially burn you down. Wee Wizard though coming through with a clutch ulti onto the Mr. Gerb because Mr. Gerb was going to die to that unleashed power if Wee Wizard wasn't there, but they do pick up Wee Wizard and the Sir Gerb. I don't believe Mr. Gerb went down in that place, so they saved the Corki's life. He's going to collect his package, potentially set up for this next dragon fight, and they still have the prio going into this dragon.
Yeah, looks like that Rising Tide will grab this second Drake for themselves, really open up that as a win condition. It's either going to be Ocean or Infernal Soul this game, I believe. And wow, TP
Infernal.
actually going to be used from the Mr. Gerb there to just go top, make sure that Needs to Not doesn't get much more out of it. Looks like he also used the package to wave clear.
Mhm.
But otherwise, I would still say even with both these dragons stacking up, and it will be an Infernal Soul for the record. It, like I feel like No Good Luck is still very much in the driver's seat for this game.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at these item completions that are coming out. We have the Gale Force from Lucian, the Immortal Shield Bow for the Corki, Crossfire Gauntlet, Frostfire Fist, whatever this item's called. Frostfire Gauntlet, I was right the first time.
Mhm.
For the Sejuani coming out. Braum just tossing his ulti out there, trying to see if he can catch the Nami out, but to no luck, no avail. But we have a bunch of Divine Sunderers coming out from Camille and Vi. Luna's Echo coming out from the Syndra, and the Kraken Slayer coming out for the Misfortune. So I believe the gold that's been allocated, and not to discount the support, Braum has gone for an early Knight's Vow. Not a common item you see on supports, but, well, not a common early item you see on
Ooh,
supports, but they're
wait,
going for the
that is
play.
a good engage. Breezified ends up killing Rare Adam, who wasn't even the initial target of that Sejuani ultimate. And that's another quick kill there for the Lucian. 500 gold bounty on Breezified already. Need to the Nah might be in a bad spot, but is able to hookshot out to safety. Wee Wizard goes forward, doesn't find the taunt, instead gets stunned up by that unleashed power there. And it really looks like, RTT, they're looking for, small opportunities, small picks to try to open up the map for themselves, but they weren't even able to get much damage down onto that turret because I believe that Rinian ended up using that bullet time to clear out the wave.
Yes, and this is the danger of this comp. When all those melees are in front of the Lucian and the Corki, and those melee champions are able to engage and heal and protect and do all the things that melee champions can do, all the lovely things. That's the really dangerous part, because Nita the Non and Euphoria Range are like, okay, we either have to front to back, which you really don't want to try to do, but if you can try to get into the back line for the Lucian and the Corki, then you can find some progress there. But with one of them getting picked out, Rare Adam, just one member being gone means that Euphoria Ranger and East of the Gnaw have a much tougher time getting into the backline. They need all 5 members to try to get try to even get back there. So, RTT's comp coming online, really getting their 5 member team comp coming together. So gonna have to watch out for that.
Ooh, wait, Breezified in a little bit of a dangerous spot. Did get pushed back, but there was no stun from that unleashed power. Rather, not, yeah. But otherwise, Weed McDeeb ended up using Glacial Fissure in a very defensive manner. I'm not sure if he needed to quite use it there. But understandable that he
He's
did.
very liberal with these ultis.
He wanted
He's
to keep his
just
80 carry safe. It happens. It happens.
trying to
Well,
create the second Ice Age.
Yeah, one thing I will say, I do agree with you. Knight's Vow is something that is very, very uncommon for a Braum to go, especially with a comp like this. I wouldn't be surprised if
Well,
you saw something. Oh, go ahead.
it makes a lot of sense, because all
Yeah.
they want to do is keep their backline alive. So,
Yeah.
keep the backline alive. Knight's Vow is the perfect item to make sure your Lucian, even if he's going far forward into the fight, he has the Shen on top of him, he has the Knight's Vow on top of him, he has the CC from Sejuani and Braum. So Lucian can play extremely aggressive now because of all this defense that is loaded up into him. So even if Nita the Null and Euphoria Ranger go for him, he has all the defensive tools to avoid that as well. And Shen is a great champion at denying. Oh, here we go.
There's an engage. Rare Adam does get stunned up, although the tidal wave has come through. Bullet time as well, but they don't really get much damage back down on Breezified or anyone. But that was a huge unleashed power, and Breezified barely able to stay alive at the cost of the Sir Gerb. And now this is the re-engaged RPT. Ooh, Bodhi has gone down. Triple kill already now for Wee Wizard as the TP comes in from Knee to the Nah. And that will be a ace for the side of RTT off the back of a little bit of over-aggression, but a great punish coming through.
Yeah, we see Sir Gerb just looking for the engage on Rare Adam. Rare Adam's pushing a little bit too far up to try to get this vision out, because they still have good pick potential with this Sejuani. And, if they try to respawn to the engage, I think you need to let Nita the Non and Euphoria Ranger go for the picks, but they're staying too far grouped up, and they're just going to get these mid lane turrets and then possibly reset, look for this Infernal Drag that will give this Lucian even more chances to destroy the rest of the team. And funnily enough, we see Wizard picking up all of those kills. So Wizard, let's see what they can do with the gold advantage on Shin.
Yeah, I mean, Wizard has been absolutely on point with the use of Stand United, I would say. But it looks like these teams are going to get ready to try to fight for this dragon. It will be Soul Point if RTT can grab
They
it for
haven't.
themselves.
They
Huge
haven't
stun
reset.
coming through for Bodhi, but it means nothing. The dragon is still secured. Wizard might be going down in a little bit here. Nice shutdown for Euphoria Ranger. Can they get more? Yes, they find a stun onto Sir Gerb. And that opens up the possibility of maybe transitioning, looking for
They're
pushes
gonna
in the
keep
lane.
chasing.
But they're gonna keep chasing, as you said. The hook shot goes wide, doesn't find anyone, although Mr. Gerb gets very, very low.
Bodhi.
Huge stun, and
Wow.
Bodhi's able to get that shutdown. Wee McDeeb does go down as well, and you can see Rinyan there in the mid lane starting to push that tower through. And it really looks like there that RTT focused so hard on getting the dragon that they completely collapsed trying to run away because they had no plan afterwards.
Yeah, that's the danger of not getting your resets. Going too far forward is too dangerous. You need to reset before you go for another objective because you've utilized all your resources in the last team fight, and then you gained more gold advantage than the other team, but you didn't get to spend it. You've wasted all your resources, but you're not ready for the next fight. So good on No Good Luck to take advantage of that situation, that downtime, realizing that they don't have... Okay, here we go.
That was a wildly aggressive package from the Mr. Gerb there. Didn't even get the blue buff for his trouble and ends up losing half of his health bar for it. Terribly unfortunate. I don't think he knew
Yeah.
entirely that they were there, and he was like, I can get the blue. Oh,
I believe
that's
they had a pink board around there, so I believe they actually saw out that Vi and Misfortune were in that area, so I believe Mr. Gerb was like, I'm gonna go for this blue buff. I have my team to back me up. I'm going.
Shen, you got ulti, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. But
Oh, yeah.
that was, that was a bit of a precarious situation there, especially because you're Corki, right? You do want to start getting scaled here. Granted, you're not as fed as your team's Lucian. Ooh, Wee Wizard eating a lot of
Bodhi could
damage
just
here.
kill him. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm surprised Bodhi didn't just go for it.
that's why he dashes out. I mean, Bodhi doesn't quite have flash up. He doesn't even probably feels like he doesn't quite have the damage
But they're collapsing in here onto Bodhi, looking for the pick onto him potentially. We have
Yeah.
Lucian and Sejuani in the bot lane, but they just scattered out. There's a ton of great vision from Rare Adam in that bot lane, making sure no bot lane pick shenanigans comes out. But looks like they should be probably setting up for this next Baron. And I would like to see RTT just keeping they're on soul point, one more dragon and you get your soul, and you could still play for the win con, even though that last fight happened and it was really unfortunate. You can still play for the soul win con. Just hopefully they don't flip the Baron on the other side of the map. So just keeping your neutral vision right now is very important. So we'll have to be keeping an eye on Weeb Medeeg and see how he's going to get his vision out, keep it out and down.
Yeah, one thing I think that's really worth highlighting though is just how key Bodhi's scatter the weak stuns have been in some of these fights, just finding multiple targets over and over and over again. And yeah, he's really clawed his team back into what was looking like a pretty precarious situation for them, especially when RTT got like such a clean ace, or almost a fully clean ace. They lost Sir Gerb for it, but this Syndra is very fed, already working towards what looks like to be a Void Staff, I believe. And I don't really think that RTT has found a sufficient answer at the moment.
Yeah, well, for RTT, they're just trying to utilize the comp the best way they can. I'm surprised from No Good Luck that we haven't seen a lot of Camille and Vi just getting on top of this Lucian, so we'll have to see if they can change that in this next couple of fights. If they can get on top of this Lucian, try to finish him off, try to burst him down, just send all their members onto him. They could potentially shut down what RTT is planning to do, but we have a dragon coming up in about a minute, resetting for wards. No Good Luck just getting some vision down, setting up for this next big fight that's gonna happen here
Ooh,
soon.
Breezify getting aggressive, does throw out the culling Rinion, forced to flash
Ooh.
out to safety, and
Oh,
actually
he just gets
Lucian
out.
won't get a
And here he
darn
is
thing
alone.
for it. Sand United is going to be used, and oh no, Wee Wizard, he did come in there. Double TP came in as well, and you can see that Mr. Gerb also used his TP in as Corky. It's a disastrous situation for RTT, as this dragon should be coming up in just 20 seconds here. Rare Adam getting very, very low, but even he will not go down. The bot laners of No Good Luck have some real good fortune on their side as they're able to stay alive. They had to use so many tools, but in the end, their team comes out on top. And this should be the soul deny here, unless you can see a magical steal from the Surgur. Bodhi is actually standing to zone them away, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can go for the steal or not, but they're playing it smart and dragging it out. Bodhi's playing defense. I don't believe
Ooh.
Bodhi can go down here.
Whoa, Bodhi got really, really low, but oh, he stays alive too. That's a disaster situation if I've ever seen one. We McDeep end up kind of falling down, and Knee to the Knot will get the stun in onto the Surgerb, and that is just kill after kill after kill. And
Man.
no good luck. I guess you don't need luck when you have skill. Look at
Yeah.
all of them have bounties, with the exception of Rare Adam now.
Oh goodness, what a oh, Mr. Gerb almost finding the play there with the package. How
Yeah, you can
unfortunate.
actually looks like there was a missing ping put onto him. They know how close that was.
Yeah, how unfortunate for RTT to not have that Lucian go too far forward, going for the aggressive play onto the Misfortune, and they just get the flash. But Breezified, you know, you went for a little bit of a pick, but you can't go too far forward. I know your team comp can back you up, but not everybody was in position for that play, so gotta choose your moments on this Lucian, Breezified. You've been playing a great Lucian so far. Let's see if you can still keep it back and, you know, play for this Baron, play for this Dragon, and not let No Good Luck come back into this game. You have them shut out dead to rights almost with the Dragon Baron coming up soon, so hopefully you won't make another mistake like that again. But with this advantage that No Good Luck has, they have the control of the Baron, but they're not really going to be able to play for it, because if they make a mistake, then RTT is going to be able to just come right into them, and that's going to be terrible for No Good Luck. So it's a tricky situation.
I would say that like something that's really happened for RTT in these, you know, devastatingly bad fights that have broken out for them is that they are just really uncoordinated with their calls. When they needed to disengage after getting Dragon, they didn't call out that, you know, Braum and Sejuani, maybe they should stay up, like they should be sacrifices and the carries get out. But then again, there, like you said, Breezified looking for a pick that he honestly probably really shouldn't have been looking for, like with lack of vision coverage, but more importantly, no other teammates around. And then Wee Wizard, his ultimate finish channeling. Oh no, Mr. Gurb, EP finish channeling. And it was just bad. That's just really, really bad to watch that. It's so unfortunate. But yeah,
It was close.
yeah,
It was
super,
close,
super
but
close.
you know, you gotta know when you gotta you know, turn it off. You're getting out a little hype. You're like, you know what? I'm the Lucian. I'm carrying this game. I can assassinate anybody. I have my whole melee champions in front of me. But you know, you gotta think about the next play that's gonna come up and how they're gonna set up for this next team fight, because RTT, they're getting back into this game. They're getting back neutral vision of this Baron buff. They're pushing out the mid wave, trying to push out bot lane. Now they're gonna send Corki into the top side, try to push it out, but no, it looks like they're actually gonna just get the neutral vision, clear out the wards, make sure they can't go for this Baron. But on the other side, No Good Luck potentially gonna look for the picks with this Caitlyn Vi standing together. Dangerous duo here, looking like they're going for the pick. Here we go.
Yeah, and it looks like Nathan Na wanted to find a way in, was unfortunately unable to find it, but they did get the Glacial Prison out of it. That's a pretty key ability. Won't be up for at least another minute here.
And the Lucian heal as well.
Yeah, and the Lucian heal, like you said. But it looks like there won't be much forced out in that time span. One thing I do want to draw attention to here, though, because we haven't. Rare Adam, your vision score is disgusting.
Oh my.
Look at that.
Woohoo! 103, baby.
Yeah, 104
Look at that.
now, as opposed to Weed McDeep, who's not like that's not a terrible
it just
vision
keeps
score.
going up.
But, like, yeah, Rare Adam has had such incredible vision control.
He's farming the lanes, dude. It was perfect timing because Rare Adam's like taking the cannon minion. The
Yeah,
camera's
he's taking
focused
the
on him and
victory
everything
lap. He's
too.
taking the support victory lap. There you go.
Yeah, goes
Um,
ahead and goes for the chem tank before he even completed the mythic as well. So both
yeah.
supports just now finishing up the Moonstone Renewer. So both supports been playing a little bit of a different style, but good to see. Definitely been impactful in these fights. Both have great scores. Uh, but here comes this dragon in 30 seconds. So this is going to be where the game's going to probably be decided here unless both teams can leverage it out. We'll have to see if Nice the Not, Euphoria Ranger can get on the Lucian. That's what we've been looking for.
Ooh,
Or
there
if
is the way in. Rare
Bodhi...
Adam forced to flash away, but it won't mean
Oh,
anything. Tidal Wave did come through, but was stopped up by the Braum wall. Sir Gerb is now here, does find a stun onto
Bodhi.
Bodhi. That key player does get shut down, breezified, and Sir Gerb and Mr. Gerb, the Gerb brothers, you might even
The
call them,
Gerbs.
are still around. They find those picks so key, and that should be the Infernal Soul. It doesn't really look like Euphoria Ranger has a way in, doesn't even have Flash available, and that will be Soul now here for RTT.
Yeah, and RTT is looking a little icy hot now. They got all these Frostfire gauntlets on. They got this Infernal on. Oh, wait, but
Ooh.
Wizard, you're a little bit too hot. You're too hot, man.
Yeah, you
Too close
cast
to
a
the
curse. You
fire.
cast a curse, Wee Wizard, man. You're like, oh yeah, RTT, let's go. And now Wee Wizard's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the fountain. Um, but off
And
of that
now...
pick, yeah, it looks like no good luck. They're like, okay, no shot on the board, less safety. Let's just get this Baron here.
And Lucian's
Yeah.
all the way bot side, so they should take
Yeah.
full advantage of this and try to burst down this Baron. They have a lot of great damage on it. They're going to take the poke, but I think you should
It
just
does
go for
come
the
through.
Baron. But
Nice
Bodhi's
little
here.
stun. Whoa, that Glacial Fissure does stop up a fair bit of aggression. Weed McDeeb does get very, very low. Bullet time now being used as Bodhi and Needs the Now look to chase down more kills, and they will get the jungler off of the map and go straight back to this Baron. Like you called out, Breezified showed in the bot lane, and with Wee Wizard taken off the map in addition to that, that should just be easy Baron pickup here for No Good Luck.
Wow, we have such a back and forth of a game with the catches out at the Dragon pick for RTT, and now the catches out at Baron for No Good Luck. So just trading objectives back and forth. Not always the best thing you want to see. You want to try to close out a game before the game starts getting too even like this, because the team with the potential higher late game damage scaling will be too much for you. And while Shen, Sejuani are, they're formidable tanks, they don't really scale. The only scaling they really have is the Corki. So it's Camille, late game scaling monster. Syndra, late game scaling monster. Misfortune, she alright. She alright. Vi's okay in the late game, but Camille
Oh,
and
Rare Adam.
oh, Rare
my
Adam caught
goodness.
out again. Hits with the uses the tidal wave, but it just gets blocked by Brahm's Unbreakable Will
Like,
again. Oh no.
you know, when you're trying to get as much vision score as a support as possible, you're gonna have to make a few sacrifices. One of them's
Breeze
gonna die.
low.
Oh, but now, yes, as you said,
Oh,
Minion does die, but
trade.
is able to trade the kill back onto Breezified, and you might even say that's a bit worse for the side of RTT, but now it looks like Needs the Not in a bad spot, as the Stand United, as well as the Immortal Shield Bow Shield, is pretty annoying to play against, even with someone as high burst as Camille.
Yeah. And one thing to take of note is that while your team doesn't necessarily scale, you've done the best that you can for these dragons. Those are your scaling options, but now all the dragons are going to be gone, so the last scaling option
Ooh.
you have...
Taunt flash onto Bodhi, who has been alone this entire time. No stun will come through, but it doesn't matter. Wee Wizard gets that kill for himself. And it's just like mistake after mistake from both teams, like, just giving over opportunities, giving over picks. And this Baron that No Good Luck was able to nab up for themselves, they haven't really made much use out of it, and it looks like they've actually been losing the gold advantage they built up.
Yeah, these dragons are going to be permanent buffs that are going to stay on the entire game that they're going to have to be dealing with for No Good Luck. No Good Luck, they only have a Elder Dragon to potentially flip the game now as their objective, because with that Baron going down, they're going to get looked at again getting picked here by
Minion
Sir
does
Gerb.
get stunned up, but is able to stay alive through the good graces of Rare Adam there. And yeah, it really looks like, even though the gold lead is still very firmly in the side of No Good Luck, the tempo is once again shifting over to Rising Tide Typhoon. And it's really hard to see, what No Good Luck want to do as far as like coordination is concerned. Uh, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like Euphoria Ranger and Ethan Na haven't really done what we expected them to do as the Vi and the Camille in this game thus far.
It's unfortunate, but it's been a lot of Bodhi trying to get get it down in these fights, but they haven't actually been able to go for a fight for these last couple of plays. It's just all been vision, you know? Anybody that's trying to go for vision is just getting picked out and getting solo. It's a lot of solos, not a lot of 5v5 team fighting, but uh, eventually that would have to flip up because in 1 minute 30, the Elder will spawn, and it looks like both teams are going to try to contest it, not really going for any split push sides of the game, which I would like to see Nita the Nog go for, but with this Dragon coming up soon, yeah, team fight is inevitable, and it's going to be
Ooh.
climactic or another pick.
Euphoria Ranger forced to burn that flash out. That's a vital thing to have if you are Vi and you do want backline access. But with all of that being said, he was able to get the Scuttle Crab, so they have a little bit of defensive
Realified.
vision. These are not getting very, very low. Ooh,
Yeah,
cut
it's just all
down
picks.
head color. Yeah, I mean, like, you think when you're playing Camille, oh my goodness, Rare Adam, that was a big one from that rocket there, forced to burn the flash away, trying to
Oh
get out to
no.
safety, but the Nami should not be surviving much longer here. No real way out.
It's back to the
Oh
Alco.
dear.
Went to the Alco, Bear Adam,
Breezified
go!
thought he had that. He's like, yo, bro, I got this. Throws out the W.
It's just
Doesn't end
the
up
Portal
getting it.
Combat?
No, 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 no. Bodhi's coming in behind, man. He's coming in. He's like, I got this. I got this.
1v1
Does
me on
okay.
Summoner's Rift in
Winter's
the
Fight.
Alco?
Whoa! Solo ultimate! The Glacial Fissure used to just kill Rare Adam. Wow, that is some commitment right there. But whoa, Mr. Gerb does go forward.
Oh
Shen
my.
Shield as well as Mortal Shield Bow mean nothing in the face of the culling as well as the unleashed power. And that means Mr. Gerb does die. And
He's
the
not
Elder
sneaking
has
in.
been spawned. And yes, as you said, neither not. TP's in. Is he going to find a way in? No. They go out. And now it's going to be No Good Luck looking for this Elder. Huge buff on the table here. Culling has come out. Ethan Na goes in, finds the stun. Will he find Breezified? Not quite yet. The Lucian gets incredibly low. Wee Wizard tried to keep his Lucian safe. Wasn't quite good enough. And now the Shen. Not long for the world. Glacial Prism doesn't go in. And ooh, it's going to be Bodhi that's going down. You can still see Euphoria Ranger spending so much time on this dragon as the rest of his team is almost killed, but they are able to hold it down. And that will be Elder for No Good Luck.
Did Reunion just stand there and right-click all the enemy champions? Because I believe I just saw Miss Fortune just taking target practice, just shooting whatever was in front of her. And it wasn't even far. It was like shooting a big-ass watermelon that's right in front of your face.
Yeah, I mean, well, Rinian is playing AD carry. You do auto attack things, sometimes stationary, sometimes not. But fact of the matter is that is Elder buff now for the side of No Good Luck. And once again, it's kind of off of over aggression. It's off of not being coordinated. Mr. Gerb thought he could go in for something that he had no business doing. And even with the power of Stand United, even with Immortal Shield Bow, it meant nothing. Those shields got chewed through, and now you gave up Elder and Baron. And now No Good Luck, you're once again at something like a 7k gold lead.
We are in for a 40-minute banger. Here we go. Grab your popcorn, get comfortable, because this game is not over yet. It's not going to end for quite some time, unless we have a climactic team fight with this Elder. So we'll have to see. Nita the Naw is going to start doing some split pushing here, but I'm expecting another huge pick from No Good Luck. So they have the Baron, they have the Elder, just send it forward. This is your time. I love the way they played the last fight too. Nita the Naw getting on top of the Lucian. Finally seeing what we definitely needed to see from Nita the Naw. They've had all of 38 minutes to make that decision, and they finally make it. Recognizing that if you take Lucian down, you can take the rest of these tanks down, no problem. They have no damage. So hopefully we get to see Nina the Naw and Euphoria Ranger make that decision again. Rare Adam sending it forward, making sure they can collect this next turret. Their sieging power is out of this world right now. Hopefully they're able to close this game out.
Yeah, you can see that Rare Adam, taking a page out of his opposing support's book, throwing out the tidal wave. But they still have the Elder buff, so they're able to force fights. Like RTT can't take a fight into Elder. It's incredibly dangerous to do so. But then in addition to that, you have pushing power through Baron.
Mhm.
So RTT, like they're kind of like hamstrung a little bit at the moment because they have no answer to what No Good Luck want to do. They can't, wave clear everything very well. Their comp doesn't have a whole ton of it. Um, but they can't even fight either because the
Yeah.
Elder buff is still active. So No Good Luck very much enabled to look for whatever they darn well please.
But with
As
this
a
recall, they're gonna not utilize their Elder Dragon to close out the game and just take a couple of objectives. So the game is still online. Not pushing too far forward with this Elder. Kind of not getting the full value out of it, I would say. But utilizing the Baron, I guess, to some of its value. Item spikes are, we're hitting the super late game here. Syndra's super spikes. Misfortune's nearly full builds. Vi's looking at some good items, as well as Camille. Camille's pretty much just keeping a pink ward on deck just in case. And we have the Eye of Ishtal. Where's the support item called? The Vigilant Wardstone. Vigilant Wardstone's coming out here for Nami, increasing all of her stats by a percentage. I believe 12%. Yeah, 12% uh, of all your stats going up in some way. So even supports are getting these late game items that are coming online, and another Elder could be
Ooh,
disastrous in
Euphoria
2 minutes.
Ranger in a little bit of an
Oh,
awkward spot here. Maybe the GA does get popped. Tidal Wave does go through from Rare Adam. Bullet time used as
ooh,
well. Rare Euphoria Ranger does end up flashing out to safety as there might be a little bit of a re-engage here. But look at the health bars on the side
and
of
here comes into the
RTT. They're
Nah.
also incredibly low. Wee Wizard does find his way in, but needs the Nah. As you said, TP's in. There's a huge shield on Mr. Gerb. This Corgi has scaled up. GA
Bodhi!
popped once
Bodhi!
again, and there is Bodhi finding a huge stun, unleashes the power all over RTT, and that should be the end of it, as it ends
Nice.
up being a clean ace off of the fact that you can see 2 GAs on the side with No Good Luck. That must be pretty tilting to play. Actually, 3. Rinian
Oh,
had one as
goodness.
well. But,
Yeah.
what a game. 42-minute banger coming out, back and forth over and over and over again. But you and I were pretty prophetic. We called it for No Good Luck, and they found their way in. It just took a little bit longer than we thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it up to RTT. They played a great game.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
a lot of great pickouts. Watch out for this rare Adam vision score as well. Him getting that vision is definitely probably what didn't allow you to win that game. But good to No Good Luck. We'll have to see they do in game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the teams should be switching sides heading forward here.
Mhm.
But, right before we get into the break, I do want to say, like, it wasn't just Rare Adam's vision score that's huge here. Also Bodhi's. Like, Bodhi
Yep.
had 74 to Mr. Gerb's 44, it looks like. So, vision all around on the side of No Good Luck really gave them opportunities to set up. Sometimes it made them pay for their lives because sometimes you just
Definitely.
but
So many picks that game. So many
yeah,
picks.
absolutely entertaining game 1, and we will be right back with game 2 in a little bit. welcome back here to Style Esports as we are getting into the pro draft for game 2 once more. I am TruTabaga, or the True Light as some have previously known me. Casting alongside me is Proxy. He's doing a great job
Hello.
breaking things down on the color side of things. But once again, thank you guys for hitting that 2,000 follower mark here on Twitch. We are very, very appreciative of all the support you guys have given us over the past year, and it's just been awesome to be part of it. But right now, we're gonna focus on No Good Luck versus Rising Tide Typhoon. No Good Luck taking that game 1 victory after a 40 plus minute banger of a game. This time they're on the blue side, and they're gonna lock in Misfortune just like they had in the last game.
Yeah, looking like they really like the standstill AD carry, just shoot them in the face, and don't, the simplistic AD carry of Misfortune. She's simple, but she works so effectively. Don't doubt how much damage Misfortune could push out. I'm sure if we looked at the damage numbers, she was one of the highest damage dealers. Besides, Bodhi's great Syndra in the last game, coming out clutch in the last game in a cataclysmic last team fight. So we'll have to look at these pick and bans that are coming out. The AD carries are being first picks for both NGAL and RTT, banning out the comfort champions for RTT, taking away the Heimerdinger, the Urgot, and the Shen. They don't want to see that Shen again, definitely, because Shen was... Every time Shen showed up into those fights, they were not able to kill who they wanted to kill until right at the end when they were cleaning up a lot of these good fights. So Tristana is being hovered right now, and now we have the Volibear locked in. Okay, all right, yeah, Tristana and Volibear locked in.
So I like the Tristana pick. So typically, when you see MF, like Tristana is a champion that can answer in terms of aggression, in my mind. Although it's really down to what you want to pair like these ADCs with, because like I think in a vacuum Tristana should have an advantage into MF, but things can always change with a support pick. That being said, RTT locking in Volibear, I feel like it's a nice flexible thing to go for. You can either put it top lane or you can put it jungle. Typically you see it more jungle, at least in my experience. And that's a very early Trundle lock from No Good Luck. Typically you see that as a counter pick. Like you see a Leona or a Sejuani on the enemy team, it's like boom, lock Trundle. They're not nearly as tanky as they think they are.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting to see that pick up from No Good Luck here.
Potentially they could use the pillar, and we see a Yasuo hover here. Are they going for the Trundle Yasuo synergy here? It looks like they are. Gonna try to get the knock up off the pillar.
And it's locked.
Oh man, that's a fun comp they have for No Good Luck. It's a little bit different from their last comp. They're putting Bodhi from Syndra onto the Yasuo. They have the Syndra open, but they're like, you know what? We want a Yasuo. They're going for a knock-up composition, a AoE teamfight composition with this Yasuo, with this Misfortune. So hopefully we'll see what RTT can pick in it. We have an insta-lock Pantheon, confident that I would say that would be potentially a Pantheon mid into the Yasuo. I see Pantheon has a good matchup into the Yasuo for the early game.
Yeah, Pantheon, incredibly frustrating for champions like Yasuo, just because, hey, look, I have a straightforward stun, I have a lot of pressure early. Yasuo, who's typically strong, who has a very good level 2 in his own right, it's very hard for him to play against something like Pantheon that will just constantly want to be in his face. The other side of that, though, is that Pantheon is also technically a support flex, as in the same way that Trundle is also a support flex. So it would be interesting to see, like, I think RTT and NGL, they're both trying to like play it a little close to the chest here. They don't want to reveal anything outright, have more flexibility in the draft. But yeah, I think what they've drafted so far is very interesting, especially seeing Yasuo here. Don't typically see Yasuo nowadays in 5v5s.
Oh, I'll tell you, last cast I had, we had some banger of Yasuo games. There was some crazy big ultis from all over the place. It was awesome. It was magnificent. But I'm really liking what the direction RTT is going for this game. They're going a little bit more of a dive comp with Tristana and Volibear, trying to use their R's and W's, their mobility to engage even further into No Good Luck's comp, and they're going to take away the Malphite from the Yasuo, not going to let that go down, and also having another option to send even more of RTT forward. No backing down from this one. This is going to be an explosive game for sure, just looking at RTT's comp already.
Yeah, but something that is really marking both of these team compositions at the moment is physical damage. You take a look at every single champion that's been drafted, especially on the side of No Good Luck. You see Misfortune, you see Yasuo, even Trundle, primarily a physical damage dealer. Malphite is a great answer in so many ways. Unstoppable Force can stop bullet time, it can knock up Yasuo, it's just so disruptive. But that being said, that's a blind pick top.
Oh, we're
So
seeing the team over.
yeah. Oh no.
I,
Don't let it be like this.
all right.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
and Mordekaiser is what we see locked in.
Yeah. I mean,
We
they
were
need a
having,
little bit of magic damage. So
yeah. We were having a brief conversation about the previous Mordekaiser, but new Mordekaiser here, going to be able to take somebody away into the Shadow Realm. And their counter picked itself a little bit with Trundle, Malphite being picked into Trundle. Trundle stealing Malphite's stats is really good for him. Malphite gets bonus stats, bonus armor, and if Trundle can zap that away, then that's really good for them. And they last picked this Karma here. So what do you think about RTT and NGL's compositions?
so like breaking things down, top lane is, I don't know how many times I've seen a Mordekaiser Malphite matchup, and like everyone's always like, oh yes, this matchup should 100% be in the favor of Mordekaiser. But I've also seen Malphites, play the matchup incredibly well. They play it intelligently, and they find opportunities for themselves. You never really want to fight Mordekaiser in a protracted fight, especially as a melee. But I think the other thing that is also worth talking about here is that Volibear and Trundle are going to be the junglers. It'll
Yeah.
be really interesting to see like how and where they interact, because like you said, for RTT you want the Volibear to dive, and Pantheon, that is a mid lane champion, so like you're potentially just seeing like potential 4 or 5 man situations between Volibear and Pantheon looking like bot, or looking even top.
Yeah,
uh
we could see a
yeah.
flexible pick between the Pantheon and Malphite. They could potentially swap roles. They could decide what they want to pick into these two solo lanes, whether they want the Pantheon top or the Malphite mid. Malphite is not a bad champion to play against Yasuo, but it looks like they're going to go for the Malphite top. But lane swaps, they can happen, but we'll have to see how this game plays out. Um, Pantheon still a great pick into Yasuo, bit more aggressive. Not just Malphite's, he's a rogue, but he's not a dumb rogue. You can play him in a strategic manner that allows you to capitalize on how this game is going to be played out. I do like to see the Karma picked up here for RTT. Rising Tides they have more push now with the Karma to even send them even further into the game. It's kind of like how the Shin was for RTC's last comp. Trying to use Weak Wizard to be like, okay, Lucian, you're gonna go in and just like keep going to go kill him. But now with Karma, they're gonna buff the whole team instead of just one member, and it looks like it's gonna be a whole team engaging into No Good Luck's composition. But No Good Luck, their composition, they can deal with an engage, I believe. The only one I believe is Misfortune doesn't want to get caught up by this Volibear and the Malphite and Tristana, but Yasuo with the wind wall can block off some of the Tristana and Karma's damage, and he has the shield on his passive to stop Volibear and Pantheon from one-shotting him, so we'll have to see. And then after that, Rare Adam could set up for a cheeky Rakan knockup, and I did hear a few whispers in the woods about Rare Adam's interesting Rakan runes that he takes, so
Oh
we'll
really?
have to wait and see what he decides to take for this game. And Renan back onto the Misfortune, played it last game, did quite great, and we'll have to see what game 2 has for us.
Yeah, I mean, like, just thinking about these compositions really quickly here, I'm really interested to see how the bot lane is going to play out, especially now that you've mentioned Rare Adam has a very special setup for Rakan. But that being said, to put myself on the spot, and you're up next, bud. I gotta say, I like the composition from No Good Luck once again. You have every single champion on this side of NGL can look for a knockup, with the exception of Rinyan's Misfortune. But otherwise, they're pretty well enabled to find opportunities for Bodhi's Yasuo. The only thing that you got to be careful of, I'd say, is watch where Wee Wizard is on this Malphite, because that ultimate can just be so disruptive to whatever you want to get done.
Definitely. And honestly, if I would have to say, I think I like RTT's composition more for this game. I like the idea of a stronger dive comp rather than hey, here's a bunch of meatballs and here's two guys in the back line shooting you. I like the idea of everybody choosing to go forward and push down, knock down the enemy team. Just keep pushing until they're all the way down, and once they're down on the ground, you beat up their crystal and you blow up the game. You get the victory skin at the end. So RGC, hopefully you can bounce back from that game one. You had a close game one, so hopefully you can bounce back and come out in game two with a victory.
Okay, so Proxy wants to see some unbridled aggression. We're going to see if we're going to get that experience here in game two when the break is over, and we will be right back. And hello and welcome back as we get into game two of No Good Luck versus Rising Tide Typhoon. And GL now here on the blue side took a game one victory after 42 plus minutes. But
Ooh.
now we're going to see if Rising Tide Typhoon can answer back. As you can see here, once again, I'm the True Light and casting alongside me is Proxio.
So
Uh, but yeah, like a few mistakes to be had as far as the runes go. Mr. Gerb looks like he has lethal tempo. Might have been a carryover, and he forgot to change his runes. I believe that might be the case. But otherwise, everything seems pretty standard. Um,
what do you mean? This is the new tech. Volibear has a way to activate Aftershock with the Volibear Cube. We have aggression already here in the early lane for Mr. Gurr, but that's to be expected. Utilizing the lethal tempo on this Pantheon to try to get some extra stacks. And we do see another interesting rune coming out from Rare Adam, the Predator, on the Rakan, using that Ingenious Hunter. Probably going to go for a Shirelia's Reverie and just run it down. Run at the enemy team, run at RTT. Even though they're going to run at you, it's just going to be a collision of two things. A rock versus an unstoppable force. We'll have to see what happens.
yeah. Well, Rare Adam did look for a grand entrance away in there onto Weed McD. Did find the knockup, but it actually ended up being a little bit more of a punish onto the Rakan there. But as you mentioned, something you said, Ingenious Hunter, really big nowadays because it did just get buffed last patch. But bottom lane here for NGL does hit that early level 2. They go forward, Ignite already ticking down on Weed McD, forces the flash out from the Karma. And now that should give No Good Luck's bot lane a little bit more of some breathing room. Now, Mr. McGurb does go forward here, actually eats a whole ton of damage after throwing the stun down onto Bodhi, and it really looks like Bodhi's having a nice time here on this Yasuo thus far.
Yeah, and we see both junglers actually pathing, doing a 3-camp clear. And now we see Sir Gerb going for a little bit of a cheeky invade. Probably going to try to utilize this Aftershock down in the bot lane. But to no avail.
Yeah, it does get pinged out. Ooh, Mr. Gerb getting pretty darn low there. But is going to stay alive, and you can actually see the Volibear pathing up towards mid, hopefully looking for a bit of an opportunity, but they don't know that Euphoria Ranger is actually on the Volibear's Krugs, so that could be, you know, opportunity for some action to be had. You can see that Euphoria Ranger did finish those up for the most part.
Those chickens are fleeing away the scene. Doesn't look like Euphoria Ranger will be able to contest this for this crab. Unless we Wizards gonna walk back to the top lane. Euphoria Ranger, yep, gonna go walk back up, collect the crab. Mr. Gerb has no pry on the lane, so you know, free crabs for Euphoria Ranger. Collecting some crabs in the early game. He's gonna go for the engage at very low HP.
As well, Bodhi is gonna get pretty low there. The
Aftershock. Let's go.
Aftershock. Whoa, there's the Predator from Rare Adam. Like you said, isn't gonna be able to find anything meaningful with it. And yeah, like you said, let's go. That's a nice first blood there for the side of RTT. And you know, you think about what was lost for it though. They had to commit both flashes and the ignite from Mr. Gerb. So overall, this should be a summoner spell advantage to this side of NGL, but let's see if they can actually make a whole ton of use out of that.
Yeah, and that's the trap for Yasuo. Sometimes you can go too far forward, and I believe that's what we're seeing a lot of both of these teams go for, is going a little bit too far forward for these engages and trying to last it just the last bit of this kill. But, you know, it has to be committed that both teams are making them work for the last hit, making sure they, you know, they have to go all the way, using all the resources just to make sure they could potentially clutch out that last little bit of the play. So we will have to see what RTT is going to do to win this game.
Yeah, and now Rare Adam trying to really start establishing what he did previous games, get that vision score going. Is able to clear out a single ward thus far, but I think, you know, it's really, really important to consider that he does have those Predator boots available. He should be looking for a supreme amount of, you know, roaming. In the top lane, we Wizards actually eating a whole ton of damage from Knee to the Nah, trying to get the lane shoved in, but
Knee
it
to the
looks like
Nah.
punishing. Oof.
Rare Adam
Rare
back with
Adam
a Predator
does
boost,
find
coming back to bot lane.
finding in way in with a Grand Engage. Weed McDeeb should be going down here. Euphoria Ranger nabs it up for himself, and that's a kill on to the side of No Good Luck. Bodhi for a little bit of a, you know, sweeping play as he, dodges in and out of that mid lane wave, and he actually does have the level 6 advantage here over Mr. Gerb.
How pretty is
As
that
well as a
Dream
nice.
Dragon skin?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Love
Yeah.
the textures on it. Love the
Oh.
abilities and the way that it looks. But yeah, I don't think this Pantheon's quite working out how they wanted to. I also feel like the rune setup playing a fair bit into that. Pantheon not super easily able to utilize lethal tempo.
Unfortunately so.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, you gotta work with what you get, and, they've gone ahead and accepted it, but I mean, he is a kill up, so he is losing a bit of the lane pressure and losing the lane, but we'll have to see later in the game if that can be something that Mr. Gerb is using to his advantage rather than to his
Ooh,
dismay.
wait, that's an engage from Rare Adam. They tried to find a little bit of an opportunity, get a nice chunk onto Breeze Fried, but not much more to be had out of it.
Pantheon.
Roam does come through from Mr. Gerb, although I don't really think they're going to get much out of it. That was a little bit of a premature usage of the Pantheon ult. The Grand Starfall did not really find anything there.
I believe you could have gone a little bit further for the Grand Starfall, get a little bit of a further position behind the enemy team rather than just to the side of them. But it is what it is. Still goes for the roam. Seeing that all these champions are now hitting their level 6 power spikes, we have Nia and All already putting Wee Wizard into the death realm, but Wee Wizard could just ulti out if he feels too uncomfortable here.
Yeah.
Or just walk out, He's
Yeah.
got a seismic toss or seismic shove. What is this? Seismic shard. That's the one it is. If you just seismic shard a guy, you just walk away.
Yeah, that's something that, a lot of people who play Mordekaiser into this, against Malphite here have to consider. It's that, yes, you can pull Malphite in onto you. Yes, you can ult him, but if the Seismic Shard hits you, Malphite can kind of just start walking away, and it's really hard for you to have sticking power, especially early on. But Mr. Gerb, once again, trying to get aggressive, but might be taking the bad part of this trade, although it looks fairly even. Wee Wizard now in a little bit of a bad spot. The Mordekaiser passive is chunking down on him.
And there's the Seismic Shard, and run away!
Once more, yep. He also has 2 biscuits he can keep munching on. The only problem that you should be that's really worth pointing out here to call attention to is that Wee Wizard's not having a fun time farming. He is down 30 CS already, and that's not great as a top laner. And you can also see the CS deficit there in the mid lane for Mr. Gerb.
But you don't have to CS if you could just potentially set up for a team fight and try to get some kills and money off that way. And it looks like they're gonna try to set up for this dragon
Adam
lane.
Does get rooted down. That should be a nice kill for Breezified, and yes, that means that Tristana now on the board. And yeah, so unfortunately, Rare Adam is a very speedy boy. The problem is he has a mobility boot. So the moment he gets engaged on there, he just gets taken off the map. Not really much for him to do.
He has no speed left after you're just gone. And I'm hoping we'll see the Storm Gerb, the Sir Gerb, set up the Stormbringer into a lane and just go hard onto somebody.
Yeah, looks like he's looking to find his way in here on Bodhi, but Bodhi just walks into the river, is like, whoop.
Yep, has the tier 2 boots, so it's a little bit too fast for Volibear to catch up to. Hasn't gone in for a reset yet, just has a refillable potion in his inventory right now.
Buddy, run.
I don't believe a Volibear with Aftershock can take down Rare Adam here.
Now in bot lane, Radiant also getting engaged on, does use the exhaust to make sure Breezified can't, get much more out of it. Also, when the bomb pops, doesn't do a whole ton of damage, even though it was very well stacked. But now here in the mid lane, you can see Euphoria Ranger coming in. Nice knock up from Bodhi, but can he find his way? Can he kill the Pantheon? Yes, he does. But he ends up going down to the tower as Euphoria Ranger is here, throws down the Subjugate, but not much more to be had out of it. And that's a nice kill for Bodhi, but the problem being is, when Pantheon gets that E down, he stops taking damage. Yeah. And you see that Bodhi had to throw himself under tower to make sure the kill went through.
And for No Good Luck, we see CS advantages across the board on all their all lanes. So, No Good Luck is accruing a slight gold advantage right now, about a 2k gold lead up. So with this gold lead in the early game, it's going to lead to the late game for RTT to be even more of a struggle, and their champions don't necessarily scale too well once again. Pantheon's not known for his late game scaling. Tristana is, but uh, not much is gonna. This is not gonna look good for RTT.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's also worth highlighting again is that when you have Malphite, because we've talked about how Malphite ult can be so disruptive for team fights. Oh, needs the Na, does throw the Death Realm down onto Wee Wizard, who's trying to walk out. Wee Wizard doesn't really know where to go. Ooh,
The
nice use of the
unstoppable one.
unstoppable. Nice use of the unstoppable force to try to get out of it, but you can see Euphoria Ranger is here. They do get the slow from the pillar, but it's not quite enough to gap close onto the Malphite. Very well done by Wee Wizard, especially considering you're in a position where your laning opponent has like double your CS.
It's
Uh,
it's it's an alright utilization of the unstoppable force, but I would like to see these unstoppable forces and these Stormbringers more aggressively. I was hoping to see RTT play this game a bit more proactively rather than defensively, but after these first couple of plays, they've been just losing out on the map. Their laning has been looking very strong, so they're not been able to do anything because their enemy laners are just kind of gapping them a little bit,
yeah, I
showing their
mean,
prowess, their execution.
in top lane, it's especially hard for Wee Wizard to get a whole ton done because it's just a matchup that Malphite's going to have a lot more difficulty in. That being said, the Sir Gerb has arrived here, as you said before, does have that Stormbringer available, so Knee to the Na in a very, very rough spot here. Gonna try to see if he can trade a kill back onto the Malphite.
Whoa!
Have that passive going. The shield is on. Ooh, and he's able to
Knee
get
to
the
the
kill
nah.
with that flash. Now Knee to the Na does have the Conqueror fully stacked here, but he doesn't really have much else.
Here comes Pantheon.
Here comes Pantheon. Is he going to be able to get anything for it? Absolutely not, as Sir Gerb does end up finalizing that kill. But that being said, Nita the Nut was in a 1v2 situation, still ends up with a kill, and now that Riftmaker is complete, so he is still pretty darn happy about it.
Definitely, and now we
Movement
see
there in the
Breezify
bot
going
lane,
into the bot
Breezify
lane.
going in. He
An
does
item
find the
down.
Buster shot, flashes forward, one more auto does Rinian in, and yeah, here comes
We're
Rare
at
Adam with that Predator, but unfortunately he was unable to find much more, and the quickness had expired. Weeb McDeeb now gets the kill. TP coming in. It's dissuading Euphoria Ranger from looking for much more, and there's the unstoppable force that you called for. Breezified gets the kill, but
Yes,
Bodhi is
Anna.
now here. Knee to the Na as well. Can the Yasuo have some heroics? Will he have the knockup? He looks for it. There's the last breath. Finds its way onto Wee Wizard. Malphite is getting fairly low, although he did reduce the attack speed, and Bodhi is able to take out Wee McDeeb. Now Breezified in a very, very bad spot. Uses the blast cone to try to get away. Rare Adam will get that shutdown, but Bodhi is still fighting. He's still looking for more. He looks for the knockup, but he can't get much more out of it. And the blue buff says, "Thank you, sir," and gives the kill over to Mr. Gerb. And Matt, wow. Oh, wait, it's not done.
It's
The
not done
Industrial
yet.
coming in. Rare Adam's there too. Sir Gerb in a bad spot gets tossed into the death realm. Rare Adam really can't help out his top laner much more than that, but the volley bear will get smacked into the ground. Man, this is just what we wanted. It's back and
An
forth
explosion
aggression.
of-
And now
of-
that Mr. Gerb gets pulled in, he will not last much longer, and that should be a dead Pantheon. Knee to the Na. Now gets another kill. 3 on this Mordekaiser already. And I think you know as well as I do, Proxy, when Mordekaiser gets going, it's hard to stop him.
Yeah, and what I was alluding to for RTT to do is to push down NGL, but if they can't push down NGL, they're just gonna get pushed back on, and they're gonna fall over themselves. It's like a cascading effect. You're like the domino flipping over on itself, and neither the Na is just taking control of this game.
Bullet time being used. Breezified is able to get the kill onto Rinian, and they weren't able to get the kills. They weren't able to get the tower. Now that's a little bit back into the pockets of RTT. And this is just what happened in the first game too. It's just back and forth. Constant fighting, constant aggression, and I love it.
Yeah, Breezify is coming up clutch in these plays. Breezify showing their prowess on this AD carry, going for a play against a misfortune, an item up above you, and still clutching it out, but it turning into a cataclysmic fight for your team. Not working out too well, but the gold advantage on to NGL. They're getting some early turrets here too as well, so we'll have to see. I'm not sure where this game's gonna lead towards.
Mr. Gerb kind of getting aggressive here onto Bodhi's Yasuo, but Bodhi is able to stay relatively safe. As you said, Needs to not getting pretty low under that tower as he continues to eat those mantra Qs from Weeb McDeeb. But the bot lane is able to trade that turret back that NGL were able to get in the top lane. So it's one turret apiece. As you said before, though, the gold lead is firmly in the favor of NGL, but let's see if they can keep their, heels to the gas pedal, such as it is. Oh, there's an
Oh,
engage.
there's the Stormbringer.
I know, this is an
Engages from
engage in the
everywhere.
bot lane too. Breezified is going to get tossed into the death realm here as Nita the Na is
Up.
tries to look for something more. Does finally have that passive stacked up, but it should be a kill as the Mordekaiser is going to get shut down. Shutdown is going to go over into Breezified as well. And now Rare Adam trying to dissuade the Sir Gerb from looking forward into that Rift Herald pit, and it looks like that will be successful. Rift Herald grabbed up by Euphoria Ranger, and there is the re-engage, the grand
Oh,
entrance into
Cody.
the last breath. Sir Gerb does get charmed up, and now so does Mr. Gerb. Bodhi is going to get the kill in a little bit. Yes, he does. And
The
now
Unstoppable
Mr.
Force
Gerb
somehow.
forced the flash out. Unstoppable Force did come out, but it wasn't really able to get anything meaningful done. But in the bot lane, Breezified and Weed McDeeb should be getting this inner turret. That's a nice chunk of gold into their pockets, and it's actually getting closer. But in response, the Rift Herald gets popped here in the mid lane, and it looks like they're going to get a second charge off.
Yeah, trades on both sides of the map. I'm loving the way Breezified's outplaying in the spot lane. Every time he wants to go forward, he's choosing his aggression very well and playing these 1v1s very smartly. The little bit of the 2v1, Weave McDeeb was there, but when you're in the Death Realm, you're in the Death Realm alone. I guess Mordekaiser's there, but you're fighting him and you won the fight. So Breezified, I'm looking at this star player coming out for RTT to potentially win them the game here. He's going for the Phantom Dancer and the Mortal Shield Bow already ready online. So Bodhi is going to have a difficult time trying to get onto Breezified, and Breezified hopefully will be able to take over this
Rare Adam
game.
gets engaged on, forced to grand entrance and then battle dance away to safety over to Nita the Na. And yeah, as you were saying, Breezified is so well enabled with this build. Phantom Dancer as well as Immortal Shield Bow makes it so hard to 1v1 this Tristana, makes it almost impossible when you factor in Weed McDeeb's shielding. So a lot of eggs going into the Trist basket here for RTT. And a lot of people showing up in bot side, but the Dragon's not coming up quite yet.
Just looking for their picks, as always. The back and forth picks, trying to make sure Breezified doesn't get too
Ooh.
far up in
Warrior
the
Ranger
game.
is
But
here. Avoid, Mr. Gerb does avoid the knockup from the Ice
yeah,
Pillar. So
looks like he hopped over the Ice Pillar with his little jump
yeah,
over there on the Pantheon, which
yeah.
is always cute and fun to see. But I mean, on the side of no good luck, we'll have to see if Yasuo can knock down the Tristana or not. He does have the wind wall that's gonna disable her a good bit.
Ooh, there's a way in. Bodhi
Unstoppable
getting very,
Force.
very low, as well as the quickness now being
Storm
used. Flash forward.
Not up.
No, Stormbreaker is not quite available yet. Nita the Na has come in, has that TP in. Bodhi is still sticking around here, looking for a potential opportunity with his teammates. This Wee Wizard is getting very, very low. He's without a prayer in this situation. Tries to run
He's running.
out, and now the flash over from Ridian means that the Malphite finally does go down. The Dragon is spawning in 20 seconds. Wee Wizard will not be available for that for his team, but Bodhi is relatively chunked out, so perhaps RTT still look for something here. Breezified in a very precarious spot at the moment. He's looking for an opportunity. He does use the Buster Shot to try to stay alive, and there is Grand Starfall coming in from Mr. Gerb. Bodhi already taken off the floor, or taken off the table here rather, and now Euphoria Ranger in a very, very bad spot. But the rest of his team has arrived. Rare Adam is there. Now Breezified is still alive. Was able to take out Rinian, and ooh, flash forward from the Trundle. He wants to take out this Tristana, make sure, and even gets the auto attack through flash, gets that chomp down, but it's just blinking health bars all over the place. And Wee Wizard has actually respawned and TP'd back in. Only himself and Wee McDeeb here, but he does have that unstoppable force. He's trying to look for some kind of contest, I believe, but I don't really think that's viable considering everything. No way you look for this to steal. No, just walk it out. And yeah, he does. Rare Adam does go with a grand entrance, but is able to battle dance out to safety once more. And yeah, messy fight once again, but the objective ends up going for no good luck. And it's just like it's just the tale of this series so far, fighting back and forth, but no good luck finds and ekes out a small advantage, and it just happens time after time, and that small advantage becomes something big.
And Breezified going for the pick on a Yasuo in that little bush, trying to go for a little cheeky 80 carry play, which is and almost gets rewarded for it. But Frontal coming through, trying to make sure Breezify doesn't get too far into this game. He does have other champions he's going to have to deal with rather than just Joshua as well. I believe McD was too far away from the Tristana, so a little bit of a misposition at the end of that fight, the tail end of the fight. Breezify had to solo Rinton in the back wave too, so a little bit of mispositioning on both sides for RTT and No Good Luck, but we'll have to see what can RTT do in this game. It's always just a toss-up.
Already having this 1v1 once more in the top lane. Laning phase is over, but the 1v1s continue. Knee to the Gnaw, looking to take out his laning opponent, as Wizard might have to use the unstoppable onslaught or unstoppable force to get out of it. And yes, he does, but wow, he is incredibly low. You can see here Euphoria Ranger as well as Rare Adam. They are here. He throws down the Subjugate, walks away. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Euphoria just goes back to farming. And yeah, now the kill score is all tied up here, although you can see the Sir Gerb is there with Mr. Gerb potentially looking for something in the mid lane. McD is over on the other side. Ooh, that's a flank, as you said. Nice double knock up into the last breath. Can they get the Pantheon in time? No. Flashes out, forces the Immortal Shield bow to get popped, and Bodhi will fall for his troubles, as now Volibear is in the eyes of the rest of NGL. And yeah, that will be Sir Gerb going down. And now looks like the rest of NGL, they are going to stack up here in this mid lane, look to siege this inner turret down, open up the map a bit more, and establish a firm control over this mid game.
Yeah, there we go. Now we have something to grasp on to see how NGL is playing in these fights and trying to not allow a Rare Adam with the lovely flank of the Khan, setting up for Yasuo. Now it's all just about Yasuo set up into 5-man, 3-man, 2-man, any man ultis for this Yasuo to get some proactivity onto RTT. So looking forward to what they can do on this Yasuo and Rakan, but RTT, I'm just looking at Breezified. I need to see what he's gonna do. He's been scaling it a while on the bot lane, trying to. Oh, Wizard going for it.
Unstoppable force under the tower. Bullet time is gonna get used. Bodhi's still alive. Wizard goes down, but Bodhi will finally fall. Mr. Gerb there as well is gonna die. Breezified incredibly low, forced to go out, and now that means Sir Gerb in a bad spot ends up using the Stormbringer to stay alive. Rare Adam chomping at his ankles as he can't finish off the bear. Now Breezified, McD in a bad spot, does get knocked up by that grand entrance.
No,
is gonna fall, and ooh, look at how low Breezified is. Tries to rocket jump out to safety, but a few more auto attacks will do him in. Euphoria Ranger gets that chomp down for the double kill, and that is so many members off the map already, although Mr. Gerb and Wizard should be respawning here. Man, NGL now, it looks like, you know,
taking firm
really
control.
Hit the gas, go in. And like you called out before, Rare Adam is the speediest boy on the racetrack between the Predator, the Shirelius, and as well as the mobility boots. It's really, really hard to get away from this Rakan.
Definitely, and we had a little bit of anti-synergy there. We had Tristana getting taken to the Death Realm while the bullet time was going off, so one member not getting the full damage value from Rinton's bullet time, working out for them that much in that fight. But the next dragon's coming up here in 30 seconds, so Mountain Soul point potentially for NGL. So not looking good for RTT. They're on the back foot definitely, and now the Struggle is dancing in a bush, waiting for the pick.
Goes to flash away, does throw out the Mantra Q to try to punish a little bit. Rare Adam eats a small bit of damage in response. But yeah, you know, to continue the thought that you're going for here, you mentioned that it might be, or this could be just the sole point here for the side of NGL. And something that's really worth pointing out, RTT's damage doesn't scale up super well. Mountain Soul makes killing their opponents so much harder. So
So I don't think they
Definitely.
want to give this up, but the fight is breaking out. Mr. Gerb trying to do something, trying to take out Rinyan as Rare Adam does his
Oh
best to
my.
keep his AD carry alive. Rinyan does go down to Breezified, but look at the rest of the fight. Look at who's low. Sir Gerb already so very devastatingly low. Bodhi tries to get more, doesn't get the knockup, or doesn't look for the last breath off that like micro knockup onto Wee Wizard. And ooh, Rare Adam might be in a bad spot. And there is the
Breezified.
re-engage from Breezified. He does go in, but he gets exhausted almost immediately. And now Wee Wizard trying to run for the hills. Does throw that down that seismic shard for the movement speed. But there's the micro
There it
knockup.
is.
There's the last breath. And there's the double kill for Bodhi. 6 kills now on this Yasuo, heading towards that 100% crit mark that he would love to have. And yeah, it's getting really, really precarious, especially considering now that NGL were able to get that mountain dragon for themselves, and they are on that soul point.
Yeah, and Euphoria Ranger and Needs of the Gnaw are playing these fights excellent. I love the way that they're getting into this backline and kind of creating disruption uh, for both sides of these teams. So Euphoria Ranger coming up clutch. Now they're going for the Baron play, and they're gonna knock it down, be able to push through with the rest of this game. We'll have to see what Nina Naw is gonna do in this mid lane after this push. These resets are gonna come in, and it's just gonna be a big push for RTT. No good luck to knock down RTT.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Rising Tide Typhoon had no idea that that Baron was being done. No pings down onto it. Nobody putting vision onto it. Probably because they didn't anticipate a 26-minute Baron. But the thing is, Bodhi, Euphoria, Ranger, they are very well scaled in terms of their damage now. Infinity Edge completed for this Yasuo now, as well as the Trundle. Dude, this Trundle is 7-1-2 with a
Definitely,
blur.
right?
Like,
He's been
it's
picking it
so
up.
hard to play against this Trundle, uh, because he doesn't have any defensive stats, but he has lifesteal, and he just has, like, and he'll ult you, and he'll get even more damage out of that because he gets bonus HP, which scales with his Titanic.
Exactly. He's melting down Wheat Wizard, putting the Subjugate on him, possibly in these fights to melt down Wheat Wizard, not really make this front line easy to, pretty much very easily to deal with. Mr. Gerb has looked not impactful at all in any of these fights. So Mr. Gerb, Wheat Wizard, they're not able to get into the backline of
Ooh,
No Good
Rare
Luck,
Adam
and
looking for
we're
something,
at
does
him.
find a knock-up onto Wee Wizard here, who's forced to burn the ultimate defensively to stay alive, and oof, that is just the power of this, like, super fast Rakan.
Yeah.
Like, nothing you can do to get away from it. But there in the top lane, Mr. Gerb and the Sir Gerb trying to find their way onto Nita and Na, trying to punish the Mordekaiser, but Death Realm makes a 2v1 into a 1v1, and this Mordekaiser is very well fed.
Very bad.
Throw down the ultimate, but Nita the Na still having the better part of it, forces both of them away as his team is just shoving in the bottom lane. They get the inhibitor, try to transition that towards mid. And yeah, like, it really looks like that No Good Luck have so much control with this Baron buff now. Their soul is up in just over 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, they should be, like, looking to put the finishing touches, as you know, for the first time. This game has a massive gold advantage for NGO.
Yeah, we've seen only Wee Wizard send a lot of these unstoppable forces backwards, back towards his base, and Rare Adam coming clutch just with the redemption, and they're going for the
Wee
play.
Wizard, he wanted something, but his ultimate's not quite up yet. He gets hugely punished for it. Bodhi able to stay alive, although his
The flank
Immortal
from
Slobo did
Aura.
get popped.
Oh,
Ooh, that's the opportunity you're looking for. Quickness into the MF ult, and that should spell the end of this series for both teams, as No Good Luck will put the finishing touches on the Nexus here of RTT. They will go 2-0. And yeah, this Yasuo did not disappoint, as well as Rare Adam's Rakan being all over the map. Absolutely impressive from the side of NGL this series.
yeah, NGL, no good luck. They're having this is not luck, this is skill. I'm very impressed with how they're playing. Bodhi, Euphoria, Ranger, Nita the Gnaw are all playing excellently in their lanes. Breezified is taking advantage of this bot lane, but Reunion is playing a solid Misfortune game where all you have to do, you don't have to play too far aggressive, too far forward. You just gotta sit back, shoot your guns, and whenever your team's making a setup, boom, just wipe the fight. Rare Adam, very definitely have to commend him for all these recon engages he's been looking for and setting up the plays for his team. So no good luck, good on to you. Props to that game. You played an excellent game and found all the right picks right when you needed them. And oh my god, look at the hazard damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, taking a look at the damage here, taking a look at the gold need to the Nah, absolutely standing out, especially when you compare to the Wii Wizard here, who is just so pressured in this game. I think we saw more defensive Malphite ultimates than offensive ones. But you know, like, that being said, I will say, like, no good luck. They played a really or a much more cleaner game this time around. The game ended in 29 minutes, just under 30. And overall, this series was a lot more back and forth, even though this was a 2-0, right? If there was anything to point out, or, you know, a compliment for the side of RTT, your bot lane did really, really well.
Definitely.
Breezified as well as McDeeg had a lot of damage contribution. You can actually see the Karma doing more damage than Breezified.
Oh, wow.
as far as all that's concerned. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think the solo lane blunders, as far as draft is concerned, also
yeah, the runes.
yeah, runes not working out too well. But what that does mean is that, you know, no good luck, they put, you know, more wins into their pockets and they move further up that ladder. I do believe, do you want to run an interview here? I believe we should be able to.
Yeah, sure. Right.
So I think we're gonna get Adam in. And hey, there he is.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Hello. Yeah, we got to see your famous recon with the Predator. I mean, now famous, now infamous, probably for RTT. They did certainly not like you rotating to every lane, popping your Predator boots, having it so early in the game, and you know, yeah. Tell me about the recon. Tell us about what made you make this decision to go for a Predator recon now.
Alright, so the changes to... It's not really to Predator itself, although the buffs to Predator are
Hunter.
Nice. It's Ingenious Hunter.
Yeah,
And you see, like, I went Shirelia's into Redemption. It's something I've been theory crafting. Haven't actually played it before today, so glad it worked out. You know, you just go Ingenious Hunter, you go Shirelia's, you go Predator, you go Redemption, and you're just able to get in there really quickly. You're able to drop your actives down so often, and it really helps with Sweeper as well. So it's really strong just as a combo.
Definitely. Everybody's might have to start looking out for this Predator recon. TruTabaga, do you have any questions for Rare Adam?
Yeah, actually. So in addition to the recon thing there, what were your reactions when you saw that Pantheon had lethal tempo?
Honestly, we saw Lethal Temple Pantheon and we're like, man, no, that can't be right. We thought it was like they wanted to play Tristana or something and they just messed up their runes, but you know what happens. Honestly, though, they're a really fun team. I really enjoyed prepping for the game with them, and you know, just had to flex a little bit on Wii Wizard there. You know, he's talking a lot of trap beforehand, and instead, you know, I didn't do the level 3 gank top lane like I said I was gonna do on him, so maybe it just threw him off a little bit too much, and I got him off his game.
Oh, Needs to the Nah definitely was showing up in your games. The game one, that was what a back and forth game. Souls, Elders, Barons, back and forth. What were your feelings for that game one? How did you guys manage to clutch that game one out?
Honestly, game one, we were a little bit worried just in draft because we saw the Lucian pick, and I'm like, okay, I have to play Nami. There's no way we just give that over. But honestly, we just put a lot of trust into Nito there. He's cracked the top lane. He's definitely not gold 1, but unlucky solo queue teammates happens to the best of us. But honestly, he's been really strong for us the entire season, even though we've had some, like, I haven't played the best that I could. Our bot side of the map has had struggles sometimes, but Nito's always been kind of a stalwart up there, keeping us strong, and we were able to just come through, and the wins for him, man. It was a good performance by everyone, honestly, and super happy that we kind of finish off our season with a win before we get into playoffs, and looking forward to what we have in store with that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And would you have anything to say to RTT to potentially, like, what mistakes you may have noticed for RTT for them to potentially improve?
I mean, I think that overall they played a really good game one. Got to give them credit because we were sweating for a while there. I trolled a lot by just walking up too far and getting caught out on my Nami, but I think honestly, if they were playing with their main roster, because I know they're playing with a couple of subs, I think that they're definitely a team to watch. I enjoyed casting them last week on Wednesday. I know that they've got the skills to really do well, and honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing them in playoffs because I think we're going to end up in around the same bracket there. So looking forward to that rematch.
Yeah, definitely. With you already getting the victory, so hopefully you can get another one.
We'll see. I mean, it was nice to be on stream as opposed to be behind the booth. But shout out to Style Esports, 2,000 followers. If you guys haven't caught up with that, and if you enjoyed the gameplay, enjoyed the casters, make sure you give them a follow, give them all your love in chat as well. I gotta give a shout out to my boys here too. So honestly, just really fun to be on stream for once.
Awesome. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Peace out. I'll let you guys close it out.
Well, there you guys have it. Really well done from No Good Luck, and as you said before, Proxy, who needs luck when you got skill? And I really think they brought that to the table tonight, especially in top lane with that recon that Rare Adam was just so comfortable with as it appeared. But we'll be looking forward into playoffs to close this season out, and it's been an absolute pleasure to cast alongside you, as well as have MXL as production. There we go.
Wonderful production from MXL. Thank you.
Yeah, really well done, and thank all of you guys who are still in the stream and watching, and hope that you guys continue to stick it out with us here in Style. And we have a lot more games to bring you this week, so look out for those. And have a good night.
Good night. Good night.